Shango is one of the most revered Orisha of the Yoruba pantheon. But did you know that he was once just a human man? Shango was born to a family of rulers of the Oyo Empire, which was ruled by the Yoruba people of Nigeria. His older brother Ajaka was the Alafin, or king, of the Oyo. Ajaka was a gentle ruler and didn't believe in needless violence. While many appreciated it, some would see it as weakness, which is what one ruler of a neighboring kingdom did. His cousin Olowu ruled the neighboring Uwu kingdom and had been consistent in efforts to have the Oyo kingdom be subjugated. He would regularly send groups of warriors to attack and intimidate the Oyo kingdom. Ajaka, however, chose to visit Olowu himself, wanting to bring his violence to a diplomatic end. Ajaka, the sweetheart that he was, would be surprised, however, as Olowu took this opportunity to just take him as a prisoner. He then sent word back to the Oyo kingdom: pay tribute or your king will never be released. Shango then was sent to give tribute and have Ajaka released. Though Ajaka was grateful, he would soon be disappointed, as upon his return he saw how disappointed his people were in him and the actions he'd allowed to come to pass. They declared him too weak a ruler and sent him into exile. The title of Alafin was then passed on to Shango. He appointed two of his friends, Timi and Bonka, as generals, and he sought counsel from his wives, Oba, Oshun and Oya, on how to rule. Oya would prove to be the one he listened to the most, her gentle heart tempering his rough edges. Together with his generals and armies, and his secret weapon, the Edun Ara, a magic charm of mystical power, he conquered more land and brought peace across the Oyo Empire. As peace began to become the norm, Shango found that its closest people began to react differently. Oya, sure that the peace would continue for generations, requested that Shango give her his charm for safekeeping. She knew that it reacted to his emotions, and was worried that he might trigger its powers unnecessarily. So he gave her the charm for safekeeping, but told her to heed a warning: never get it wet. His generals Timi and Bonka, however, were not so pleased about the constant peace. Without telling Shango, they took their troops to raid the neighboring territory. It didn't take long for news of their treachery to get back to Shango. His fury palpable, he was going to make sure they would never even think of doing something like this again. But Oya begged him to show mercy. Thus, he gave in, and he sent his two friends to become generals of neighboring towns instead. While Timi appreciated the clear demonstration of mercy, Bonka saw it as a sign that Shango was becoming soft like his older brother. So he rejected Shango's orders. Shango, now furious, sent Timi to apprehend Bonka. An hours-long fight later, and Timi lay dead at Bonka's feet. And so he decided to challenge Shango for the title of Alafin. Shango was mad. He turned to Oya and he screamed, "Bring me my Edon Ara." Oya went away and came back timidly, showing Shango that the charm was slightly wet. To say Shango was pissed off is a massive understatement. He wanted to mete out swift justice to Bonka, but now he had to fix the charm first. So off he went up a mountain to fix it and calm himself down. But it didn't go to plan. He was so fixated on the betrayal that he was unaware that the Edon Ara had already responded to his emotions. The sky turned black and thunder bellowed across the lands, laying waste to anything it touched. One bolt struck his own palace, decimating it and reducing everyone inside to ash. It wasn't until one of his men approached him on his way back down that he found out what had happened. Shango cried out in mourning and decided that he needed to leave. For how could a man who killed his own family deserve to rule an empire? As he walked away, Bonka stepped in his path, sword in hand, ready to take the Alafin's life and become the new ruler. Bolts of lightning struck everywhere. Homes, trees, Bonka! He tried to move, but he was too slow. In seconds, Bonka was no more. And when the storm finally ended, Shango was gone, his spirit now one with the thunderstorm. He would become the Orisha of Thunder and Lightning from then on.